to the very few people who are actually going to watch this video, listen up closely. Now, ever since I started this channel a few months ago, back in March I believe it was, I've noticed something month after month, and now we're officially in the 7th month of the year. Something that has been growing inside of me, and that one thing is the drive, the fire, and the push to get towards where I'm looking to go. Now, this is something I've noticed, and something that keeps growing inside of me every single day. Every single day I want to achieve more. I want to make the YouTube work, I want to make the social media work, I want to make the lead generation agency work. And the main message of this video to you who is watching is, if you're thinking about starting anything, or you're procrastinating, you're worried about this one thing, but you're not quite sure if you should start it, my biggest piece of advice to you would be just go for it. You never know where it might take you. And I'm going to tell you why in this video. A year and a few months ago, I decided to start my social media management, and I was doing that for about a year, and that was going well. You know, I was happy with what I was doing, but then I decided to start the channel, and then eventually, about 2 months later I think it was, I started the lead generation agency as part of the playlist that I've made on here, which is creating an agency from scratch. That is this agency that I run now. And so if it's something that you really want, then you will naturally notice that you want it more, and you have a drive and a fire inside of you that grows every single day towards that one thing. So if you're thinking about starting that fitness business on Instagram, or start thinking about becoming a personal trainer, then just go for it, because it's the only way to find out, number one, if it's right for you, number two, if it works for you. If it's right for you, you'll find out as soon as you start if you like it, if you don't like it, if it's going to work for you. But number two, is it actually working, and is it helping you make the progress you're looking to make? I think the main reason why people don't start is because they're scared of what people may think of them. Maybe they have friends or family or any other sort of relationship you had with someone else. You're worried about what they might think. And to start off with, you're not going to be an expert in it. That's just the truth. That's how it works. If you work your way up and you keep building upon what you've already learned, and you learn more and you learn more and you learn more, then eventually you will become far more knowledgeable in that particular topic. An Instagram account or any other related thing that you are looking to do, my biggest piece of advice would be to just get started with it. So now I'm going to talk about the difference between wanters and doers. Now, people that want things and they really want to achieve something, and they just sit there and think about it, they are never going to get as far as the people that take action and do. Because when you do and you take action upon something you're trying to get towards, that is the only way to make progress. By sitting at home and thinking about it, you're not going to make progress. If you want to start a lead generation agency, then just go for it. Understand what it is to be a lead generator, understand how you'll get the leads, and then simply just go for that. It's simply a process of thinking what you're going to do and then taking action upon that. You could always refine and make your processes a lot more seamless and effective later on down the line, but there is nothing that will get you off the start line and get you further towards your goals than taking action. Because taking action, like I've mentioned before in previous videos, in this video, is the only way to get to the target, the goal, the aspiration that you want to achieve. And you'll start to notice something if you take this on board. If you start doing things and taking more action, then you will notice that over time, your drive, your power, your fire that fuels you to do that action will keep growing and growing and growing. As you learn that you want this process to work, you want to make it part of your life, or you want to make it your career, whatever you're thinking, this really can impact it. If you just think about it and want, sometimes that want can die down, and then it only turns into motivation, and you start acting only when you feel like it, not when you know you should. But if you constantly take action and you are constantly disciplined, you stay determined to achieve whatever it is that you are going towards, even if you don't feel like it, even if it's not the perfect day to start, if you just start and you keep disciplining yourself by taking action, you will notice that the fire, the power and the want inside of you will just keep growing until you achieve the thing that you're trying to achieve, no matter the time period. I am nowhere near achieving what I would like to achieve, but I'm still here talking to you about the fire that grows inside of you. So I am living proof that even once you start it, even if you're not there and you don't have all the success and the glory you want to have, then even before that, the fire, the passion and the excitement will grow inside of you. Everyone wants to talk about the success, the glory, all the things that they want to achieve, but no one actually takes a moment to step back and look at the journey, look at the way that they've disciplined themselves, and isn't that the greatest part of it all? You get to become someone else where you're so disciplined, you are so determined to get there, that once you do get there, you are a completely different person, because either in a good way or a bad way, it can take you both ways, but hopefully in a good way. You'll discipline yourself to become however you see fit, to become that person to have achieved what you are trying to achieve. That is one of the greatest things about it. You know, you discipline yourself, you become someone who's determined, who is not just going to give up on the first hurdle, because a lot of people, as soon as they see the first sight of trouble or the first sight of a client maybe doesn't want to work with them anymore, they just take that as, I'm not good enough, my product, my service, my business isn't good enough, and they just quit there. But by keeping that determination, by keeping that power to keep moving on and moving forward through the hurdles, through the setbacks that you will get, because you will definitely get them, that is just part of the process. And isn't that one of the most amazing things about the whole process, that you actually get to learn from your mistakes, become better at what it is that you are doing? Because if you just started out and it was plain sailing all the way through and you had no setbacks, no troubles, you wouldn't learn anything. And it's that shift in mindset between wanting something and doing it, becoming disciplined and determined to also achieve that thing. That is what fuels the new fire inside of you. There is a common myth that people think about, and it's about waiting for that perfect moment to start, the perfect opportunity. Oh, I just need a couple more £100 and then I can start this thing. Well, if you're trying to start a drop shipping store or a Shopify store, then of course you actually need upfront capital to start that. And if you don't quite have the capital that you need to meet the demand to start, then rather than just sitting back and wanting it, like I've mentioned, you need to think, how can I get there? How can I get a couple more £100 to start that Shopify store? Because you're working now for something greater in the future. And that is kind of what the sacrifice and the discipline is all about. It's about working now for something greater in the future. And so if you don't have that couple £100, or you're missing out on that couple £100 and you need to raise it, rather than sitting at home thinking, well, I can't start the Shopify store or the drop shipping store because I literally don't have the capital to do it, rather than having that mindset, if you shift into actually, how can I get that couple £100 to start that Shopify store, to progress further, rather than sitting back and thinking about it. Clarity only comes after the action. So if you start the business and it doesn't work out for you, it's really not what you're going for. You only have that clarity if you've tried it before. If you sit at home, watch all YouTube videos on it, think that now is the perfect moment to start, you wait for the perfect moment, you take action finally, and then after all of that, it's not even right for you. You've just wasted a lot of time. So by starting and taking action, only after taking action can you have the clarity of if it's right for you and is it working for you. Starting small, even if it's taking one step at a time, really slowly, and that's the only way to get there, the only progress that you can make, then that is far better than sitting at home and doing nothing. Because by starting small, it builds momentum, which allows you to progress further. Consistency matters far more than perfection. Let's say you were starting an Instagram account and you're a personal trainer. Well, if you post once every single month and that post is such high quality, it's got great value in the actual content, in the video or the post, the carousel in itself, and you do it only once a month, that will not get you very far. But if you post once every single day and the quality still got value in it, it's not as high quality content, but it's still great and working towards your personal brand, you will notice that you have far more engagement, far more people that are interested in your personal training, in your topic, in your profile. Because you're posting consistently, people know they can trust you and they're excited for the new update or for the new post that's going to come out tomorrow, the next day, the day after, so they have validity that you are going to post consistently, that you are going to show them that you're invested in your industry, you are wanting to work towards it, and that will in turn let people and make them want to work with you. Taking imperfect action, which means action that is not by far perfect, but you are still consistently doing it, far outbeats trying to be perfect. Because when you try to be perfect, you spend far too long on it and you don't actually end up putting that work out, that content out, whether it's posting on Instagram, whether it's putting that YouTube video out, or the website, or starting your business. By trying to make it perfect, you will keep procrastinating and working on it and saying, oh yeah, but tomorrow I need to fix this, oh yeah, but tomorrow I need to fix that, rather than doing that by taking imperfect action, which is action that is by far perfect, but it actually works towards your goals. That will get you far further than being perfect or procrastinating ever will. Don't overthink the whole process, because when you overthink it, you start to procrastinate and wait for your time to come, for that perfect day, for that moment to start the business, or just starting will get you far further rather than sitting back and thinking, I'll do that another day. After you've started, you've been doing it for a few weeks or a few days or a few months now, you've gained some confidence because you know what it is that you are doing. Like I've mentioned, the validity only comes after taking action. You can only be sure of what you're doing. You can only actually put what you've learned from YouTube videos or from reading about it into practice once you've actually done it. So you only get that validity after you've done it, after you've taken the action, and that is what allows you to progress forwards. And the confidence you gain from knowing what you're doing, from understanding your industry, your niche well, maybe it's even cold calling. You are scared to start cold calling, you are nervous about what businesses, what people might say when you start to cold call them, but after you've done it a few times, you are now confident in it, and you can go to any cold call, no matter what arises or comes up in front of you. You know that you can overcome it, or try get the prospect to book in a call with you or take the next step. So by cold calling, it really is a way to build confidence, but by just understanding your industry, your service, your niche, your business very well, that builds confidence like you can imagine. By just sitting at home, reading about it, watching YouTube videos, the confidence doesn't come from that. The confidence comes from taking the action, and the confidence comes from ensuring you know your industry well, you know exactly what it is you are doing, you know how to provide a good customer service, you know how to keep your clients satisfied. That, all of that packaged together is where your confidence will come from. So it's very good me saying all this to you, saying take action, do this, do that, but what am I doing to actually try and meet my goals? Well, I currently run a lead generation agency, and I'm currently cold calling businesses to try and meet my £2,000 before I return back to school in September mark. By cold calling them, asking if they would like a content shoot done for their business, and also running more ads for my clients and changing the ad creative, changing the ad copy if required. And that is the ways that I'm working towards my goals of growing social media, because I'm posting consistently, growing the agency, changing ad creatives, keeping in contact with my clients to ensure high client satisfaction with high client communication. And I am also cold calling those businesses to try and get to my mark of reaching £2,000 before I return back to school in September. So currently I have already got one person interested for the content shoot, so I'm going to be following up on them later on. I tried to call them earlier but they weren't available, so I'll be trying to call them later on. And so that is kind of what I'm doing. I'm trying to take action, trying to move forward with the agency, with the social media, with the content shoots. Next is all about finding your why. So you want to start that business, that Instagram account, that social media post, whatever it may be. Finding a why is really, really important, because your why will drive you, and if you have a good, strong, solid why, it will naturally make you want to become more determined and more disciplined. And when you do this, you progress further because you stay consistent, and staying consistent helps you get towards your goals, rather than doing it once a week and trying really hard every single time you do it that once a week. You do it every day, then you become far more closer to your goal than you could ever imagine. So start now, even if it's messy. Everyone has to start somewhere. Waiting only makes the goal feel further away. And remember that perfection is the enemy of progress. You want to stay consistent, even if it's taking action that is imperfect. You want to make sure you are constantly taking action. Remember, I mentioned it's a simple process. It's you think about something, you think how you're going to do it, and you simply go ahead, execute it. Even if it's not perfect, even if it's not too you've waited so long, you've waited many weeks to put this one social media post out, nothing like that. You want to just take action. It's the only way to go ahead and achieve what you're doing and try progress forward. Now, of course, I'm not saying if you're trying to sell something to someone that's really expensive, you should spend about 2 minutes on it and then try sell it to them, and that is that. Of course, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, once your thing's done to a good standard and you are happy with it, then put it out there. Don't try to find every little touch about it. just go ahead and start with it. But of course, ensure your work is always done to a good quality and to a good ability. You do not want to be putting out work that is not good, but like I said, even if it's imperfect action, which is not absolutely fine-tuned, it's not polished, but if it's good quality and it resonates with your audience, if it's for social media, then just go ahead and put that post out there. Remember, a car that is parked cannot be steered in another direction. You will never feel fully ready, so what are you waiting for? Just start. Only after you've taken the action can you have confidence, clarification and courage. Find your why and let that push you and become more determined than ever. As I've mentioned in many videos before, and including this one, the more you take disciplined action, the more you get closer to your goals. And what does that mean for you? Rather than sitting at home and thinking about it and worrying, you know, oh, I need to watch this YouTube video to get that right, I need to watch this YouTube video to get that right. Of course, like I've mentioned, your progress and your business, your service needs to be of good quality. It can't be rubbish. You can't be selling something, if you're going to high ticket, you spend 2 minutes on it and then you put it out there and people buy it and they feel like they've been scammed. Of course, that is not what we're going for here at all. You need to provide a good service. If it's a course, it needs to be of good quality. It needs to have actual valuable content in there that people would be happy to pay for. But rather than sitting at home procrastinating and thinking, I'll do it tomorrow, just pick up the phone now, start recording some content and post it on social media if you're trying to grow a personal brand, or if you're trying to grow a fitness business, a personal trainer business, whatever it may be. Just get started with it, but ensure that your service, your business, your course is of good quality and people do not feel scammed once they have bought it or purchased it. So the main takeaway is, just get started. If it's something you really want, you will do it regardless of what people think, because people are always going to judge you. They're either going to think it's a really good thing or it's a really bad thing, but either way they're still going to think of you differently about it. So just get started, do it, and you will find if it's for you, if it's not, and see, you never know where it might take you. Now, I never said the journey is going to be easy. I am just at the start. Although I've tried to be doing social media and online things for over a year, I'm still just at the start of my journey. I know it's not going to be easy, but I'm going to be documenting the whole process on here. So hopefully 10 years from now, I'll be in a completely different place, telling you completely different things, because I have so much more value to provide to you by then. So if you've been watching all the vlogs so far, or you've been following along with my channel, I just want to thank you very much for being part of my journey. Hopefully you should see me grow and develop in the next few years. Over here in the next few months, I'm looking to grow my agency, my social media and my YouTube to try and reach more people. But that is something that is truly incredible. If you really have been watching from the start, or you've been watching my journey so far, I can't thank you enough. And hopefully in the future I should be somewhere, like I've mentioned, completely different, because I have a lot more value to provide to you and a lot more things to say, whether it's about lead generation. Who knows, I could be doing something completely different by then. But it's really exciting to see where this could take me and where I could be going next. So that's kind of a big thank you from me if you've been following along with my journey, and I want to thank everyone that's been a part of the journey so far. So I want you to commit to one small step today. Not one big step, just one small step. Maybe you're thinking about starting an Instagram account. Just set that account up and put your first post out. It doesn't have to be monumental, just make sure you take one small step today, because taking progress, taking action is getting you so much closer to that end goal. Maybe it's, you know, you want to become a really successful personal trainer or something completely different. Whatever your goal is, taking action, making progress towards that goal is the only thing that's going to get you there in the end. So just remember that. Take one small step today. That is what I want you to do after you click off this video. I'm going to keep showing up, so I'm going to be excited to see you doing the same, working towards your goals as I am. To finish it all off, I just wanted to say, don't wait for the perfect moment, be the moment. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to take it one step at a time, and I'll see you in the next video.